On the earth, there are so many different kinds of species which are present. कितने सारे अलग अलग species के animals हैं, कितने सारे अलग अलग plants हैं, and बहुत सारे microorganisms भी present हैं. But ये सारी चीजें आई कहाँ से? It is said that कि हम लोग पहले apes थे. तो apes से how did we became human beings? How we got that erect posture? So that is all because of evolution. Evolution is a gradual, that is step by step and slow change occurring in living organism over a long duration. Also, evolution is a natural process. Evolution एक दिन में नहीं हुआ. It took crores of years for evolution to take place. Many scientists have used many different techniques to find when and how universe and earth was formed. So according to research, universe was formed approximately 120 billion years ago and earth was formed around 45 billion years ago. Also on earth, life originated approximately 3.5 billion years ago. At present on the earth, there are crores of species of plants and animals with huge diversity and complexity. But from where all these species might have originated? So these species have originated from simple elements. These simple elements were first found in the ocean. So from these simple elements, organic and inorganic compounds were formed. From these organic and inorganic compounds, after a very long period, complex compounds were formed. Complex compounds like proteins and nucleic acid was formed. These complex compounds then gave rise to the first primitive cell, and this is how the first cell was formed. Then the number of those cells might have increased, and due to the changes in surrounding, some cells may have showed growth, while some might have perished. So indirectly, all living things on the earth are related to each other. That is, from amoeba and paramecium to man and giant whale, we all are related to each other and we all share a common ancestor. So we share a common ancestor. But the question here is there any proof or evidence that we share a common ancestor, that we have originated from a simple element? There are many observable facts from various fields of study which prove that we all have evolved from a common ancestor. Let us now look at the evidences of evolution, or you can also say the proof of evolution. There are 6 evidences of evolution which prove that we all have originated from a common ancestor. First is morphological evidence. Second, anatomical evidence. Third, vestigial organ. Fourth, paleontological evidence. Fifth, connecting link. And sixth, embryological evidence. Morphological evidence is related to the morphology of plants and animals. It is the similarities in appearance of different animals and plants. In animals, similarity is like the similarity in the structure of mouth, similarity in the position of eyes, in the structure of nostrils or the ear pinna, and even the body hairs. All this similarity states that we all have originated from a common ancestor. Speaking of plants, they may have similar characters too, like the leaf venation, the leaf shape or leaf petiole. This indicates that these groups of plants and animals have originated from a common ancestor. Anatomical evidences is related to the anatomy of different animals and plants. Anatomy is the study of internal structures. So, if we study the human hand, cat's foreleg, flipper of whale, and the patagium of bat, if we study their internal structures, if you look at them, these structures do not look similar to you. Even use of each of these structures is different in these animals. But there is similarity in the structure of their bones and bony joints. This indicates that they may have a common ancestor. Have you ever got goosebumps at wrong time? Or has your wisdom teeth, or we say the akal dad, given you any problem? Well, there are few organs in human body which are of no use to us. These are the degenerated or the underdeveloped useless organs, and we call them as vestigial organs. Well, these vestigial organs have found to be once useful in our ancestors. But with time, these organs have lost their ability and now are of no use to us. Let us look at few vestigial organs or structures. First is appendix. Appendix is a small pouch-like sac of tissues. It sits at the junction of small intestine and large intestine. Appendix is useless to humans, but it is useful and fully functional organ in ruminants. Its presence in human body shows that we share a common ancestor. Next is the tailbone or the coccyx. The tailbone or the coccyx is at the bottom of the spine. It is a small triangular bone. It helps to support the pelvis. It is said to be a remnant of the tail which our ancestors had. Well, in human body it is considered as vestigial. Another vestigial organ is wisdom teeth. These are the vestigial third molars that help human ancestors to grind plant tissues. The skull of human ancestor had larger jaws with more teeth. They used to consume plant without cooking, and more teeth help them to digest the cellulose that makes up a plant cell wall. Next is the ear pinna. The outer ear is called the pinna and is made up of cartilage covered by skin. In many animals, these muscles are used to move the pinna to collect the sound waves and focus their hearing in a particular direction. But in humans, it cannot be moved. We cannot move our external ear pinna. So in humans, it is poorly developed and is vestigial. Humans have body hairs all over their body. Body hairs are considered vestigial in humans. In our ancestor, it was used to protect them from the weather. Body hairs are functional in many animals, but is of no use to humans. Next is erector pili. Erector pili muscles are the small muscles attached to the hair follicles. Contraction of these muscles causes the hair to stand on end, called the goosebumps. In animals, it provides insulation. Air becomes trapped between the erect hairs, which help the animals to retain heat. In some animals, it makes the animal more intimidating and scary predator. Next is nictitating membrane or plica semilunaris. It is the fold of conjunctiva at the inner corner of the human eye. The function of nictitating membrane in many animals is protection from predators and also in keeping the eye clean and moist. In many species, the membrane is transparent and helps the animal to see underwater. Next is tonsil. Tonsils are two lymph nodes located on back of each side of the throat. It is considered vestigial. Though It acts as a defense mechanism and helps to prevent the body from getting any type of infection. Well, how do we come to know that the particular organism must have existed this many million years ago? Many secrets are hidden in the earth. Large number of organisms get buried due to disasters. Remnants and impressions of these organisms remain preserved underground and are called as fossils. Fossils are very important aspects in evidence or proof of evolution. Connecting link is an organism having characteristics of two different groups of organisms, and by linking them we know that they have evolved from a common origin. First example of connecting link is Peripatus. Now Peripatus has characters like segmented body, thin cuticle and parapodia-like organs like Annelida, and shows tracheal respiration and open circulatory system like Arthropoda. So as it has characters of both the group, that is Annelida and Arthropoda, so Peripatus is considered as the connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Another connecting link is duck-billed platypus. Now duck-billed platypus lays eggs like amphibians and shows the presence of mammary glands like mammals. So as it has both the characters of amphibians and mammals, it is considered as the connecting link between amphibians and mammals. Next is lungfish. Now lungfish, being a fish, has the presence of paired fins, but lungfish has the presence of internal nostrils and lungs like amphibians. So it is considered as the connecting link between fishes, that is Pisces, and amphibians, as it has characters of both the groups. Archaeopteryx existed around 125 million years ago. From the study of fossils of Archaeopteryx, scientists found out that Archaeopteryx has both the features of dinosaurs and modern birds. So, it is widely considered as transitional fossil between birds and reptiles. Embryological evidences is the comparative study of the similarities and differences in the embryos of different species. Similarities in embryos are evidence of common ancestry. If we compare all the embryos of vertebrates, we will find some similarities in their initial stages. Well, those similarities are lost in the further stages. Vertebrates in their initial stages of development have gill slits and tails. Most of the vertebrates except for fishes lose their gill slits by adulthood. In humans, the tail is present during the initial stages of the development of embryo. But in the later stages, the tail is reduced to the tailbone. So the similarities organisms share as embryo may be gone by adulthood. But the similarities in the initial stage indicate that they have all evolved from a common origin. So these were the 6 evidences in evolution, or we can say the proofs of evolution, that we all share a common origin. All the animals, plants, microorganisms, we all have been evolved from a common ancestor.